Dear students, let us discuss Sociology Chapter 4, Social Problem, Part 3. Let us see what are the important social problems which are seen in the Indian society. Already we have discussed in Part 1 and 2. Now let us know more about another important evil which is there in the Indian society. It is called as child marriage. So here is a picture how the child marriage is taking place. Let us see more about it. First, let us know what is the meaning of child marriage. Child marriage is a tradition which is one of the major problems in the Indian society. According to the law, the marriage that takes place between a boy of below 21 years and a girl who is below 18 years is considered as a child marriage. If either of the two is below legal age, that is if the boy is below 21 and the girl below 18, then also it is called as a child marriage. If a girl who is below 18 years is married to a boy more than 21 years, then also it is considered as a child marriage. It is mandatory or compulsory for the girl to complete 18 years to attain the marriageable age, and the boy has to complete 21 years in order to get married. Why child marriages should not be done is the first question. First of all, child marriage is considered as illegal. It is against to the law. Secondly, for a girl to enter the institution of marriage, she should be mentally and physically prepared to manage the functions of a marriage. So, having children is one of the basic functions of the marriage. Hence, the girl should be ready mentally and physically to have a children. According to the law, various researches have been undertaken. As per this research, it says that the womb would be evolved completely by the age of 18 years, and an evolved womb can support the fetus for full 9 months. If the girl is below 18 years, the womb will not be prepared to hold the fetus. Otherwise, the fetus may undergo damage and lead to its death, endangering the life of the mother also. So, if the child marriage takes place, it is not only a danger to the girl and also to the fetus which is in the womb of the girl. Hence, it is compulsory for the girl to complete 18 years of age before entering into marriage. So, child marriage is considered as a crime. A child marriage will affect not only the married couple, but it will also affect the physical and psychological well-being of the children who are born out of such marriages. Now let us understand the reasons of child marriage. A small girl whose age is fit to play, if she is forcefully made to get married, she has to suffer physically, mentally and also psychologically. Now let us try to know what are the reasons for child marriage. Firstly, gender discrimination is the primary reason for the child marriage. It is believed that since a girl goes to another family after the marriage, it is better to send her early. The discrimination which exists between the boy and the girl results in the child marriage. Interestingly, child marriages breed child marriages. The people who went through child marriages, they strive to get their children married off early. Lack of education is one of the major reasons for the child marriage. As the children do not go to school, they end up marrying early. Usually, if a family educates a girl till class 10th, it does not get her married till she attains the age of 18 years. Hence, education plays a major role in the prevention of child marriage. Now, let us try to know what is the second reason for child marriage. Lack of proper implementation of law. Poor implementation of legal provisions in the school education will lead to child marriages. Lack of participation on the part of the community and general public in implementation of child rights and child development program has led to the problem of child marriages to prevail. Now let us see what are the prohibitions which are made to avoid the child marriage. Firstly, Child Marriage Prevention Act was introduced in the year 2006, which is applicable to all the states in India. This act came with the effect making certain changes in the previous law. Such laws were effect in 1929 and 86 also, but India became signatory of Child Rights Convention in the United Nations Conference, which was held in 1992. As per this new law, it brought lot of changes and convention was agreed. According to this law, it is a crime to marry even when either of the couple is minor. It is crime even if a major man marries a minor girl or if a major girl marries a minor boy, vice versa what we say. If a child marriage takes place, the people who initiated the marriage, the person who conducted the child marriage or the person who motivated the marriage are also liable for imprisonment of 2 years and fine of rupees 1 lakh. As per the provision of this law, under column 9, 10 and 11, the priest, the photographer, the videographer, cook, provider of Shamiana services, musician, vehicle drivers and whoever took part in the marriage all are liable for punishment. The parents of the girl or the boy are also considered as the marriage culprits. The owner of the marriage hall, the printer who printed the marriage invitations, all are considered as offenders under this law. Whoever encourages and participates in the child marriage is considered as offenders, because everyone will be participating in the marriage. The very participation in the child marriages means the violation of child rights. All the violators are considered as offenders. The law clearly declares that all citizens of the country have the responsibility of protecting the child rights. Now let us see in this picture how the punishments are given to the people who involve in the child marriage. You can see here they are put behind the bars, they can be jailed. So the punishment may extend to 2 years also, and monetary punishment may extend to 1 lakh of rupees. That says that doing child marriage, arranging or involving in the child marriage is against to the law. It is illegal and it is considered as an offense. Now let us see what are the effects of child marriage. The holistic development of children is stunted by child marriage and they lose the power of questioning. As a result, violations like sexual harassment on children become more and more, and it has increased. Many rights of the children like education, childhood, entertainment, interaction with friends continue to be violated. Children fall into the trap of malnutrition, anemia, such kinds of diseases, abortions takes place, infanticides, killing the small babies, and maternal mortality may also increase. The chance of a girl becoming a widow at a young age is also more, and it becomes the victim of a violence easily. You can see in this picture the small girl who is fit to play, who can enjoy, is made to child marriage and she is holding a baby, deprived of all the entertainment or the childhood or the education, and it will have a negative consequences on the girl. It may lead to health risk, early pregnancy, dropout of the school, violence in the home, sexual harassment, and such things will have an effect on the girl. So now a big question arises, how to prevent the child marriage? That's why the government of Karnataka has designated 47 officers of different levels as the child marriage prevention officers. Hence, wherever a child marriage takes place, you can complain against it with any of these officers. You can lodge a complaint with toll-free number 1098. This number is very, very important. You need not disclose your name also. You can also inform the headmaster of neighboring government school, village accountant, panchayat development officer who is called a PDO, health inspectors, and the nearby police stations also. All these are considered as child marriage prevention officers. It is their duty to see that no child marriages takes place here. If a child marriage has taken place, they are the officers who are empowered to lodge complaint at the concerned police station. Apart from this, all the district and taluk level officials are the child marriage prevention officers. They can also lodge the complaint anywhere at any time. Now let us think about what are the solutions for child marriage. Firstly, implementing the education development program without lapses can prevent school dropouts before 18 years of age. That means education development programs are introduced so that the dropout from the school can be avoided. This means all the children who are within the age of 18 years should be within the schooling system. So that's why the dropout children are taken much care and should have 100% attendance. Similarly, birth registration is also very much compulsory and 100% birth registration target is needed. So this is the first solution taken to prevent the child marriage. What is the second important solution? Importance should be given to girls' education. They should be empowered on priority basis. A child marriage should always be reported, questioned and opposed. Now let us try to know another important problem. So before that, here is a picture which is telling us to stop the child marriage. So encouraging ways to stop marriages in India. That's why these lessons are kept so that everyone, every student will become aware about the child marriage. Now let us know about another important problem, child trafficking. Human trafficking also we say. What actually means child trafficking? Child trafficking involves the use of force, fraud or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sexual act. Every year, millions of children, they are missing, they are trafficked, and it is a worldwide problem. In this fast growing society, various social evils are also fast growing. Among them, the fast growing social evil is human trafficking. Apart from the illegal sale of arms and ammunition, even human trafficking is also leading to unlawful business. 70% of the human trafficked are women and children. As per the estimates of UNO, around 32 billion US dollars of turnout is registered in the illegal trade of human trafficking in the year 2012 and 13, which is really shocking. Due to inhuman practices like Devadasi system, children are forced into sexual slavery and child marriages in the Indian society. Often the parents from poor families willingly participate in such illegal practices. In some other cases, we can also see that the mediators, they lure the girls into such practices. They force the girls to enter into sexual harassments. In other cases, the nearest male relatives of the girls, they also lure them in the name of love or marriage and sell them off later. In some other cases, the boys, they trap the girls in the name of love and marriage and later they are sold. So this has become a human trafficking mafia in India. According to the studies of developmental studies, Department of Kannada University, it states that in many cases the female's head, what we call as garhwali, immediate male relatives encourage in such activities and they roam around in villages and they trap the very innocent girls. So they roam around in the villages and keep an eye on those families who have financial difficulties and have female children. Initially they provide some money and later transfer the girl children in the name of providing employment. In some cases they lure the girls in the name of love and force them into prostitution also. Recently there are reports of small girls who have been lured by giving chocolates or lured on the pretext of taking to cinema or ice cream parlor and later they are sold for money. As per the study of development studies department, around 4% of the non-Devadasi women in the prostitution were trapped by various means when they were very young. One needs to be very careful about the unknown people who are around our houses and schools. Any suspicious activity should be reported to the teachers or parents immediately. So here is a picture of a small Devadasi children who are playing. So the very important question arises before us. What is child trafficking then? If any human being is below the age of 18 years and if it is recruited, transported, transferred, shifted, sheltered or sent and owned with the intention of doing exploitation, then it is called as a child trafficking. As per the estimate, 27% of the children are trafficked and they are involved in the forced labor, 27% in the household works, and around 46% of them are involved in the sexual trade or subjected to sexual exploitation. Many of the children under forced labor are in the beggary also. So here is a child, you can see how the child is transported for trafficking. Now let us see what are the reasons for child trafficking. Child labor, child marriage, school dropout, poverty, negligence in the families, bonded labor, they are all some of the main reasons. Apart from these, frequent migrants and shifting of residence, overexposure to internet and social media, social inequalities, gender discrimination, lack of skills, financial difficulties in the families and many other issues are the major reasons for this problem. Now, because of child trafficking, what are its effects? Its effects are also far-reaching. The holistic development of children will be affected due to child trafficking. Children are exposed to physical, psychological and sexual exploitation. Many children become infected with the dreadful diseases like HIV, AIDS and other sexually transmitted diseases may also occur to the children. They undergo unwanted pregnancy, abortions, forced pregnancies, murders and drug addictions and many other unwanted developments also takes place in the society. Immoral human trafficking Prevention Act in 1956 was implemented and later number of amendments were also done to this act which directly prohibits any kind of trafficking among the children and women has to be totally stopped or totally prohibited. Any person who lures, who forces the children or women with the intention of trafficking or traffics them is liable for punishment under IPC section 370 and would be imprisoned for a minimum of 10 years or would be imprisoned for life also depending upon the cases. Now let us try to know what are the remedial actions taken to prevent the child labor, child marriages, child trafficking, sexual exploitation of children which are done in the society. One by one, let us discuss. Firstly, formation of child right clubs in all government, aided, private schools of Karnataka. So, in all the government aided private schools in Karnataka, formation of child right club has to be done. Secondly, formation of child protection committees in all the government aided private school has to be established. Thirdly, organizing children Grama Sabha in all the villages of the state and listen to the various problems of the children who are below 18 years of age. And fourthly, formation of child rights protection units has to be established in all the Grama, Taluk, Jilla Panchayat level and organizing at least one meeting in 2 months. This could address the issues which are related to children. So, here is a picture of the child marriage which will lead to child labor and you can see how the girl, she is burdened, she is made to work, that is child labor and slavery, trafficking, and the girl is involved in the dangerous work. She is forced for prostitution, sexual abuse. So, child should not be abused or exploited. So which is the fifth important remedial action? Formation of women and children trafficking prevention committees has to be established in Grama level, that is village level, taluk level and Zilla Panchayat, and it should be organized at least once in a month. One meeting has to take place at least in a month or in 2 months, so that the problem can be solved in a better way, and the committee should oversee that no human trafficking should take place in its geographical jurisdiction within the limit of that village or taluk or Zilla Panchayat. This has to be avoided. And sixthly, formation of Balika Sanghas in all the Anganwadis of the state has to be established. The girls who are aged between 11 to 18 years should be educated in this Balika Sanghas about gender discrimination. They should be made aware about all this problem, and the child labor, child marriages, child trafficking, unsafe touch, personal hygiene, issues of teenage development, child rights, child loss, malnutrition and many more issues which are related to that has to be made aware to all these children. They become empowered in their day-to-day life. Interestingly, all these measures have been chalked out in the form of programs by the government, and instructions have been given to all the related agencies. The need of the hour is to implement these. If the only law is made, it is not sufficient, whereas that has to be implemented and it will give a fruitful result. So this completes the lesson on social problem.